What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome
Hey,
to the Tour Junkies betting podcast for the Wyndham Championship 2022, presented to you by our friends at Covers. Winning starts at covers.com. It's where sports bettors have gone for over 25 years. Yeah, 25 years. They've been doing it a long time. Okay. 20 million sports bettors every year head that way. They got all the content you need. NFL's getting ready to start up, college football. They got all that baseball. If you like betting on baseball, it's all there. And of course, our exclusive article on Tuesday highlighting head-to-head matchups and top 20s, top 10s occasionally. It's the only place you can find that content, and it's free. Like 95% of the website is free. Just check it out, covers.com. All right, Pat, I am pumped, buddy. We had a good weekend. Me and you and listener and Tour Junkies diehard Marcus Miklovich, Crazy Marcus, as a lot of you are familiar. He's probably in the chat somewhere.
yeah, he's probably in there. As a matter of fact, DB,
Yeah.
he may even be in the room here with me.
What?
Yeah. Marcus.
What?
Marcus is
Look,
look how relaxed he is.
he's real. Hey, Marcus. He's a real boy.
He's a real person.
Let's see. We had a good weekend. We went to a country music show, saw Cody Johnson, Luke Combs perform. That was great. Went to a Braves game and burned our bodies, sacrificed our bodies for the Braves to win 1-0 in a total snoozer. But we followed Tony Finau win his second event in a row. Tony Finau making himself known. He is ready to enter the FedEx Cup playoffs on fire, ready to take down all that cash for the Mormons out there.
You no longer need to ask where Tony Finau be now.
That's
because
true.
He be now winning 2 times in a row, 4 times on tour.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. He's definitely doing his thing. We talked about him on the DraftKings show extensively. We didn't talk about him much here on the betting show just because, again, he was short numbers, whatever. I mean, it's really pissing me off, Pat. Like, I'm a long shot guy. It's in my DNA. Like, I eat, sleep, and breathe long shots, And damn it, like, if all these short winners lately in the last 8 events, it's been nothing but short winners. And I got lucky, and I got Cam Smith at the Open Championship because he happened to creep up to 28-1. But I'm tired of it. Like, I'm ready for a long shot. And I feel like the Wyndham is going to give it to me. I really do. Now,
I don't know.
Now, I don't know how long I'm talking because,
Yeah.
you've had Kevin Kisner win here last year. He's your defending champ in a 6-way playoff. He won at 30-something to 1. Before that, Jim Herman won at 600 to 1. Jim Herman. JT Poston won at 100 to 1. But then Snedeker, Stinson, they both won at 14 and 28 to 1. Siwoo won here at 150 to 1. So it's been either been real boom or bust in the last few times around the track here at SedgeField Country Club. So what I don't know, man. I'm believing though that we're gonna have a long shot winner right here before we get into the FedEx Cup playoffs and the race for the Tour Championship. Obviously, other storylines going right now. You've got the top 125 in the FedEx Cup standings, securing their PGA Tour card, at least a full card. But I was reminded of this, Pat, later this afternoon. I remembered this. Remember, in the Nut Hut last year, I posted this thing that I found on the website, on the interwebs, about all the other, the other conditional status ranges in the FedEx Cup up to 200, and the breakdown of those, and that it reminded me that it's not just about the top 125. It is also about the top 150, that 26 to 150. It's about the 151 to 175, and then the longer than 200. And you get worse and worse in terms of your PGA Tour status the further back you go. So there's a lot of names also fighting for those conditional status placements there in the FedEx Cup points. So a lot of guys here fighting for a lot. A lot's on the line. And I'm excited about it. I love the Wyndham Championship for that reason. It feels like storylines within the story here, for the Wyndham. So I'm excited.
I agree. Everybody's always talking about, the playoffs, but there's a whole lot more that's involved here in this tournament. Guys fighting for more status on tour. It's a great tournament. I like it. I like this week. And then we get into the playoffs next week. So very excited to talk about this course. And DB, I like a course where length doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. Okay.
Yeah. Size doesn't matter here, folks. Size does not matter at SedgeField Country Club. in Greensboro, North Carolina. You're also going to have a ton of North Carolina connections. North Carolina is like the Texas of the Middle East, not Middle East, but like the Eastern United States in the middle. You know what I mean?
I don't
North
know if
Carolina,
you
a lot of guys from
Okay.
North Carolina, just like a lot of guys from Texas on the PGA
Yeah,
Tour. You know what I mean,
yeah.
so
I
you got
kinda know what you mean, but I don't know what you mean.
that factor. I
Yeah.
got a different kind of podcast juice flowing tonight, Pat.
Yeah, I was
I'm mixing
wondering
it up.
what you got there.
I'm mixing it up. I'm doing a little.
I just got a beer.
You just got a beer.
Mm.
I'm doing a little. I'm doing a little Tangeray and tonic
Ooh, things could
with
get good
lime.
tonight.
Yeah, with lime.
I got, producer Sam's favorite hometown Yingling this evening.
Ooh, yes, Pottsville, PA, baby. Pottsville, PA. We're gonna learn more. We're gonna talk more about that here in just a minute. But I want to get to the top of the betting board, Pat. Let's talk about the odds here at the very top of of the betting board. We're gonna look at DraftKings here on the YouTube show, but of course we're gonna shop odds because that's what we're supposed to do. We're gonna shop odds. So topping it all off, if producer Sam will pull up the top of the betting board here, he's getting onto Pat in the background. So I got
Yeah.
to remind you. Look at this lovely graphic. This is a beautiful graphic, Sam. This is beautiful.
I don't even see a spelling error.
I don't
So
see a spelling or a wild number like going anywhere. It's typo free for sure. I love it.
yeah.
Um, Hey, by the way, like I said, we just got back from this concert. If you're watching on YouTube, not live, but after live, drop us a comment. What's the best concert you've been to recently? Who was it? Who's your best concert you've been to recently? Cody Johnson put on a hell of a show, and Luke Combs did too. But Cody Johnson really put on a hell of a show. I would put that if I were commenting on my own video, I would put that in the comments. All right, top of the betting board here, Pat. Shane Lowry and Will Zalatoris are your two favorites on DraftKings Sportsbook. Sung J M, Billy Horschel right behind them at 14-1 each. Webb Simpson, Wyndham Webb, 20-1. Russell Henley, Corey Connors, Adam Scott, and HV3 on DraftKings Sportsbook rounded out at 25-1.
DB, you know
So,
that Webb has a daughter named Wyndham.
you don't say. I've heard that.
Yeah, people have told me that this week. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard.
I'm sure she's lovely. I'm sure she's a sweet young girl, but I don't care. I'm not betting Webb. I will not be betting Webb. Webb's form is horrendous. We'll go ahead and get into the stay away. I'm still not a believer in Webb. My fade of Webb has paid off extremely well all year. Now, you can look at his history here and just be amazed. Go ahead, stand amazed. I mean, Webb, it really is remarkable. I don't know that over the last 5 years, there's any player at any tournament that has gained more strokes than Webb Simpson. He's gained 60 strokes total at this tournament in just the last 5 years. 60. That is twice the guy who's gained the second most, who I think I will be betting. That's pretty remarkable. Are you going to bet Webb Simpson, who has played here in the last 10 attempts? He's played here 10 times, just in the last 10. He
No.
has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 top 10s and a T11. You're not playing him.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he's not playing well, right? Like he's not
Well,
hitting.
I'm not going to bet him. There's a chance I could play him in DFS, but I'm not
Okay.
going to bet him. I'm not going to bet him, especially at 16-1. He's probably a little bit. Wait, is that where he is? No, he's at like what 25. Where is he?
Well, on DraftKings, I think he's 20. I think
20-1. Yeah, not betting him. No,
Yeah.
just not going to do it for Webb.
All right. Well, tell me who you are digging here.
Well, I've got 3 in here that I like in this range. One, I think I'm going to go up to Sung J M at 15-1. That's the best odds I've seen him at. Sung J, when you look at the stats for me, he's literally number 1 across the board. I mean, he's top 15 in driving accuracy, top 5 off the tee, top 10 ball striker. I looked at 3-putt avoidance. I mean, you see here in the past that a lot of guys really have to lag putt well here and putt extremely well on these Bermuda grass greens. He's 20th in that category. Putts well in general on Bermuda grass greens. He's top 25 there. So I do like Sung J M at 15-1. I'm also going back to Willie Z, DB. Going back to Willie Z at 16-1.
Oh God! I'll tell you what, you guys. I mean,
he's got to get this victory at some point, but he's always going to check the box in stats. He's not going to check the box in putting.
Let me ask
Last week.
let me ask you a question. As a bettor, I know this is hard to do. For me personally, I have many players this is hard for me to do. Is it okay that we just miss a guy's first win that we really love, that we really enjoy? Is it acceptable? Is it okay? Because
Yes.
you can keep pounding Willie Z till the cows come home all you want. You can break him, okay? You could ride him so hard.
No, I meant to say no.
You
You can't make this argument right now when you were like you would bet Luke List every single week until he finally won. You can't make this argument.
But here's the
And I
difference.
did the same with Tony Finau until he finally won.
But here's the difference. With Luke List, until he won, I was betting him at large numbers and itty-bitty little units. Itty-bitty units.
Yeah, but still.
Little Luke List size piece, bite-sized units, okay? And then I finally hit him, okay? And it doesn't take all that much for me to, like, feel like I've somewhat, like, been vindicated, or been made whole. Like with Willie, we're just going to keep pounding him at 14, 15, 16 to 1. And then what happens when he hits and we're like, oh, sweet. I've made half the money I've lost off of Willie Z this last 18 months.
You're being a little self-absorbed here, DB, okay? Because you're just talking about yourself and how you bet. But what about the others out there that are betting maybe higher dollar amounts or whatever, and they like a Willie Z at 16 to 1?
I think you pick your spots. That's what I'm saying. I like Willie Z.
This is a spot for him.
Every spot's a spot for him. Everybody says that every week.
That's why we're betting him this week.
No. Everybody says that every week, and it's not. It's not a spot for him. Yeah, he grew up around here. He's played this course a bunch. He's Willie Z. But I continue to pound the drum.
Look at Sam. Sam is so biased towards you. He would never put up somebody agreeing with me.
In a birdie contest where the greens and regulation percentage is so high, he gets neutralized a little bit. Like the rest of the field and him kind of start meeting together like this, right? Like moths to a flame. Flame is the rest of the field. The moth is Willie Z in this analogy. And they meet like this in this kind of field. Now, when it's a difficult golf course and greens and regulations are hard to come by and par is your friend, Willie Z's elite ball striking separates himself. Then it's a repelling situation. And then that's when I want to hit him. Maybe that's next week for the first event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. I can't remember where they're playing. But maybe it's next week. So you pick your spots there. You don't keep ramming Willie Z into oblivion every week because he fits every course. You don't do that. I'm trying to help me. Help me help you.
I mean, I could say the same thing about players that you keep taking. I mean, come on. Willie Z's obviously one of the best players in this field. I just don't see why you wouldn't bet him. 16 to 1. Bet him. Played well last week. He was the chalk bomb last week, but to be honest, you take away
his 20th. He finished 20th.
Yeah,
and he made it he made it into the cut on the number.
I'm just saying,
he had a stupid Sunday, which is great. I realize golf is 4 rounds.
Adam Scott's another one that you could look at this week. He played terrible on Saturday, but if you take that out, he could have won the damn tournament.
Yeah. Ask Producer Sam what he's going to do, because Producer Sam has now hit Tony Finau in back-to-back weeks. He's made thousands of dollars. And Sam, are you gonna bet Willie Z at 16 to 1?
I know what Sam's going to say.
No, absolutely not. I'm not going to.
Of course,
because I don't see any win equity there. Like I don't see it because he hasn't shown it to us.
Oh, he's not even make that argument.
He's not even in very good form.
There, you can't sit there and say they have no win equity because they haven't won yet. When that's just like every week.
But I
agree with that statement, Pat. He
has win equity. This is a guy that can win on tour. We're not talking about HV3 right now.
He's missed like 4 wins by like a pubic hair.
I'm just saying I hit Burns' first win 70 to 1. Homa first win 70 to 1 last year. I saw it coming with both of those guys. I don't see it from Willie Z right now. Maybe if it was 35-1, you'd get me, but 16, like that's why I thought it was funny when you guys took him last week and passed on Tony Finau at basically the same number.
Last week,
I would say that. I would say this. A lot of people would say that. I mean, I get it, and maybe you're just sharper than everybody, Sam. But a lot of people with somebody coming off of a victory, and Finau is. Let's be honest. Finau, it's not like he wins at a every 6 tournament clip or how about this, twice in a row. I mean, Finau has struggled to win on tour since he's been out on tour, which is a long time. I mean, to bet on the fact that he was going to win twice in a row, there's there's a lot there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously a lot.
Well, I won't be betting Willie Z. I'm out.
So Pat, all that means is if he wins, the victory lap that you can take next week.
The victory lap I will take will be
enormous.
I'm going to be running circles. All you're going to do is see me every once in a while because I'm running circles around the camera.
I'll set the over under at 10 circles around your camera before you pass out. Okay. Sam says he will do Edward 40 hands if Willie Z wins. That was not an easy task for me, by the way, and I felt sick as hell last time when that happened. Have you said all your players? I know I stopped you on Willie Z. I'll let you finish. You said
I don't even know. We need to probably move on. So I don't.
I'm going Billy Ho. I would rather take a little bit of value on Billy Ho. He's the guy who's second to Webb Simpson, has the most strokes gained here in the last five attempts, and he's done it. He's done it in four attempts. Okay, and obviously we just saw him win just a few weeks ago. Was it the Schwab he won at Colonial? Was that it? No, it was Memorial, Jack's event. Haven't seen him since the Open Championship, but Billy Ho, this place 20-1. You know he wants to peak for the playoffs and get that Quan, get that cheddar. He's 20-1 on BetMGM. So I like Billy Ho. I'll go with Billy Ho. Other than that, that's it. I mean, I was enticed by Sung Jae at 18-1 this morning when I did the first reaction live betting show. He was 18. Now down to 15. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, 18's once you know you've got that kind of value, it's hard to pull the trigger on him at 15-1. But then producer Sam would tell me I'm being crazy. All right. Speaking of crazy, Pat, I want to talk about Golby's Cup. Can we talk about Golby's Cup for a minute? I know we're now 17 minutes into this, and we've only covered basically Willie Z. But it's the Wyndham. So, it is what it is. A lot of people are asking, well, tell me more about Golby's Cup. What's going on in Pennsylvania? In now, like 50 days, for like 50-something days from now, we will all be in Pennsylvania doing wild stuff, okay? What's happening in Pennsylvania is the Tour Junkies are putting on our very first live golf event, and you're going to want to be at the first one, okay? We're going to do more of these, but you're going to want to be at this one. And the reason it's in Pennsylvania is because a fantastic golf course up there in Pottsville, PA, the home of Yingling Brewery, right, called Mountain Valley. 2 fine championship golf courses up there, 18-hole mountain course, 18-hole valley course. Beautiful facilities, a great bar. I went there. I personally visited. Lovely party area, beautiful scenery in the mountains right there in eastern Pennsylvania, I believe.
Is this why Sam likes you more than he likes me? Because you visited his
I don't know,
his home country.
And I also don't know that that's true, but his home country, yes. Here's what's going down. It's a 2-day, maybe 3-day event. We're a little flexible, right? But the reason we're going there is because Mountain Valley has said, we love the Tour Junkies and we love what you guys are about. You can come use our golf course and you can do almost anything you want. No rules. Just don't mess up the golf course. So if you want to play shirtless, if we're going to have music, we're going to have drinks flowing, we're going to do some wild stuff. There's going to probably be some pain from, inflicted on probably Pat at the end of the match on Friday at some point. They're gonna let us take over their facility and their property and just absolutely go BANANAS. And I couldn't be more excited about it. It's going to start off on Friday. And now there are very few spots left for Friday. That is the Ryder Cup style event, Friday only. And it is Team DB versus Team Pat. You sign up and you choose your allegiance. Are you choosing my team or are you choosing Pat's team? You will be paired up. You will go up against another team to try to earn a point for Team DB or Team Pat, Ryder Cup style on Friday. It will culminate with a shootout between me and Pat, also involving some of the players on our team. A shootout there on the mountain course, I believe. And then when there's declared a winner, the winning team will receive handsome prizes, an incredible trophy,
Great prizes, great
bragging
trophy.
rights.
I'll have to admit, you did a great job with the prizes and the trophy.
Yep. And then the losing captain is going to pay a severe price as well immediately that Friday. And then we're going to party on Friday night. And it'll be a limited amount of people. Only around 20 players per team for me and Pat, 22, 23 players. And we only have a few spots left. I think I have 3 and you have 3 spots left. Maybe I have 4 and you have 4. It's one or the other. There's less than 5 spots available on each team. And when you buy that ticket, when you buy the 2-day ticket, it includes everything I just said on Friday. It includes everything I'm about to say on Saturday. And both days, when you buy your ticket, include 2 meals, lunch and dinner, and all your beer, all your wine, and all your Tour Junkies signature cocktails included, and a party Friday night and a party Saturday night. So if you buy the 2-day ticket, you get golf for 2 days, 2 lunches, 2 dinners, 2 parties, bunch of beer, wine, and liquor, and the time of your life. You will not regret it. Okay, that's Friday night, Friday and Friday night. Then Saturday is the scramble event. It's the support group Saturday scramble. It's going to be a shotgun start. If you don't have a team or you can't bring a whole team, you just want to come by yourself or just 2 of you, that's perfectly fine. We'll pair you up with somebody else. It'll be cool. No worries. It'll be a DraftKings style scoring event. So it's not like your traditional scramble. You're going to get DraftKings points awarded to your team based on score. We're handy. You can, if you suck at golf, that's perfectly fine. There's a ton of bad golfers already enrolled. I
I
promise.
feel like birdie streaks are going to be what
Birdie streaks are
wins
non-existent
it for a team. Birdie streaks, DraftKings birdie
I
streaks.
know, but I just doubt we'll have any based on the handicaps rolling in right now. I mean, unless there's a
on a scramble type event, I feel like we might get a few.
Oh, there's still so many hacks coming to this thing. Unless we assemble a super
Eagles, big points.
Eagles would be, if you get one Eagle, you'd have big points. You'd have very big points. Anyway, Saturday's going to be fun. It's going to be a shotgun start. Like I said, lunch, golf, dinner, a bump and run contest, possibly night golf, music, DJ, big party Saturday night. That's everybody's going to be there Saturday night. Big party there. And it's just going to be an absolute blast. And no rules, the whole thing. You can meet producer Sam. You can meet producer Sam's mom. She'll be there. You can maybe meet producer Sam's dad. Me and Pat will be there. Ben Little probably going to be there. G Money Garrett Simmons probably going to be there.
Crazy Marcus.
The whole AC is going to be there. The whole TJ crew is going to be there. It's going to be a blast. And then if you're still there on Sunday morning, we might just take over the bar on Sunday in a legal gambling state and watch Sunday the President's Cup, NFL, and just recover from our hangover by just continuing to add hair to the dog's ass there. Yes, Pat.
Sam, do they offer? We haven't even talked about this in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Do they have those companies that do, the IVs? Yeah, because we may need that. We may need that just around the golf
Sam's
course.
mom administer the IVs.
Yeah,
is she a nurse?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, we might need that.
IV company.
Anyway, that's what's going on at the Golby's Cup. The link is in the description of the podcast and the YouTube video. Like I said, very limited spots left on Friday. Plenty of spots left on Saturday. It's a 36-hole golf course. We can put foursomes on every hole if we want to. So we got plenty of room for Saturday. Make the effort to get there. I know it's kind of in an obscure place, but Mountain Valley's worth it, and they're being good to us. We're trying it out. Get there. We'll have shuttles going back and forth from the hotel and the golf course. There is a hotel just a few miles away that we've got blocked rooms still available, I think, at a pretty good price. You can also, I forgot to mention this. You can also choose to sleep on site. If you want to bring a tent and camp out, people are camping out on the driving range. You can camp out on the range for free. You can bring a camper, park it in the parking lot for free. It's going to be great. Mountain Valley's letting us do the whole thing. It's going to be great. So that I wanted to spend some time on that. We haven't talked about it extensively in a long time, and I felt like this was worth it. So there we go. Did I miss anything?
I don't think you did.
Okay. Let's move on to the next range here on DraftKings Sportsbook. Taking a look at some more picks for the Wyndham. I love this range. This is the hammer town. We're dropping the hammer here at this spot here. Siwoo Kim's up to 35. What? He was 28 earlier. Has he gotten longer? Hot dang. All right, Denny McCarthy, Siwoo, Seabez, Terrell Hatton, Ju Young Kim all at 35-1 on DK Sportsbook. Defending champ Kevin Kisner. Then you got Keith Mitchell, Rose, Brian Harmon. Brian Harmon. Taylor Pendress, 50-1. He was everybody's favorite last week. Came up a little short to Tony. Another past champion, JT Poston at 45. Scott Stallings in there, continuing the heater. Kevin Streelman's playing well right now. Mark Hubbard playing well. So that's kind of the mid range here, Pat.
Is Ju Kim officially Tom Kim now?
Yes, he prefers to go by Tom Kim. That's what he said.
Okay. Can we make it just Tom Kim for the show purposes, so I don't have to try to say Ju Young Kim every time? Can I just say Tom?
Sure. Okay. Also, the Siwoo Kim number was a typo. Yes, it was a typo. We found a typo, producer Sam. I think Siwoo's at 28-1, which is interesting. I mean, considering his record here, considering the form coming in is nice. If you were listening this morning to the live odds show, you got him at a much, much, much better number. So, looking at this, one of my favorite picks here. One of my favorite picks is Christian Bezuidenhout. I am excited.
I did not expect you to say that.
I know you didn't. I'm excited about
what? I need to hear more about why you're excited about Seabez.
Oh, I mean, what's not to love? The guy hits a ton of fairways. He gains strokes with his irons. He gains strokes with the putter. He finally felt the fire in his balls at the John Deere when he could have won the John Deere, finished runner-up. He finally felt it. This whole time I've been waiting on Seabez to get in the mix and feel it. And he finally felt it. And now he's got a taste. You know what I mean? And I like it. I like the way this course fits a guy like Christian Bezuidenhout. So I'm in. He played here one time. It was in 2020. He finished 37th. But 55-1 for Seabez on FanDuel. He's one of my favorites. Scott Stallings, I mean, is he still at 70? He was at 70 this morning on DraftKings. That was his best number. Where is he now? Stallings he's dropped down to 60. So he's 60-1 now. I mean, I'm still jumping on that. As good as Scott Stallings has been playing, I don't know how we can continue to. I don't know how we can't play him. He doesn't have the greatest record here, but he's just playing really, really well right now. I love it. So I'm going Scott Stallings. I am also pretty interested in Sebastian Munoz.
Oh, wow. Now, I did not expect you to say that name, and I like him. I'm surprised you said his name.
Yep, T29 here last year, checks a lot of boxes, putting it well on Bermuda. Obviously, the ball striking has been very, very solid. He's got a third place finish this season at the RSM Classic. I think these are similar courses. I mean, I don't usually put a whole lot of weight in correlated courses, but I mean, there's definitely some similarities. I've been to both of these golf courses. It's there. So, and Sebastian has upside. We know that the dude can close. He's got a little bit of upside to him. So I like that number at 55-1 on MGM. I like a couple other guys, but I'm gonna see who you throw out there. I forgot to mention one of my favorites. I'll let you go. Then I'm gonna come back.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you a few. First off, I'm going to start with Adam Scott. I'm going back to Adam Scott. I liked him last week, and I like him again this week at 33-1. Unless, did he draw?
No.
Okay. All right. Listen, I played golf this afternoon with Crazy Marcus, and so I could have missed some of this. That's why I look so glowing, sunshiny. But I do like Adam Scott at 33-1. He was T2 here last year, which was the first time I think he may have ever played here. It's been a while since he's played here. So I like that he finished T2 last year. I liked how he played last week. I mean, I talked about him last week. I liked him more on DFS. I played him. He played horrible on Saturday. Absolutely horrible. It was ridiculous. And then he comes back on Sunday. I think he shot, 65, 64, something like that on Sunday. So still like Adam Scott this week at 33-1. I'm with you on Scott Stallings. He's just been on a heater. I mean, the guy I feel like could win at any moment. Sam would say that he doesn't have any win equity, but he has won before. So he's at 60-1. I think that's a good. I like Brian Harmon, DB. I like Brian Harmon at 40-1. Okay. I think Brian Harmon is a guy that this is a course for him. Let's not forget. He played well at the Open Championship just a few weeks ago. I know he's frustrating to everybody. I know Brian Harmon's frustrating. The T6 at the Open, different type of course. I get all of that. but still, this is a good fit for him. I like Brian Harman at 40-1, and he's got a good course history here, and he's checking a lot of boxes. When you look at the stats for Brian Harman. So there you go. Marcus is sitting next to me, DB.
Yes, we know.
And Crazy Marcus would really like me to mention Aaron Wise. Okay, he'd like me to mention Aaron Wise, and Aaron Wise is at 40-1. And I think there's a few reasons you could actually bet him, though, even though this is getting force-fed to me.
Yeah.
But Aaron Wise, T34 at the Open Championship. His history here is not very good. But Marcus, why is he?
Marcus loves Aaron Wise, as do I. I am an Aaron Wise lover. However, not here. Not doing it. Not here.
Okay, Marcus. Were there any other reasons that you had?
Zero.
You just liked him.
Yes.
Okay, so you interrupted the show for that.
That sounds like a perfect Pat. That sounds like a lovely Pat style pick. I like Aaron Wise. I like him. You should.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I feel like I need to find something though here. I need to back up Marcus because he's my boy.
The iron play for Wise has been pretty solid. I'm pretty sure
he's
this year.
Top 10 in approach and ball striking.
Yeah.
Third in birdie or better percentage.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing I don't love about him here is it's going to neutralize the driver a little bit. He uses that distance, that off the tee game as a weapon. It's going to be neutralized here. He's also a really good scrambler. I don't care about that here because you don't need to be scrambling. So two of the things I really love about him, I'm out on. So
okay.
Okay. There's one guy that is worth a mention, and it's JT Poston. I don't want to not bet on JT Poston. I feel like if Tony Finau can win and Scotty Scheffler can win so quickly after another, why can't it be JT Poston at 45-1 on DraftKings? In fact, I had a hard hitting conversation with his caddy Aaron Fleener today as I was researching JT Poston. I got real deep into the research today, Pat. This is this was an abnormally well researched day for me today. Like I went deep down some holes. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm just telling you it happened. But I was looking at JT Poston's performances here at the Wyndham. And, he obviously had the win in 2019. But that was the only year he's ever gained strokes with his irons. And he gained like 6.8. But he's also got years where he lost 5.5, 4.7. And so I sent a screenshot to Fleener and I said, do you mind telling me what happened to his irons outside of the year 2019? And here was Aaron's reply. Quote, probably just hit it bad, period. In 2019, he probably hit it good, period. So that was Fleener's response note. And then I did press him a little bit. And he said, I feel like the tee ball here is very important because the rough is extremely grainy, Bermuda, and it's jumpy, and you can miss on some bad angles. So if you look at JT's 5 years here and those years where he played poorly with the irons, you will also see that his off the tee game was basically negative or nothing at all, like basically neutral, not good for him. And so that would make sense that the off the tee produces opportunities to have really crappy approach play. All in all, I'm believing in good form JT Poston, hitting it good JT Poston coming into this Wyndham Championship at 45-1. I shall take it.
I have one more.
Okay. I love this range. I think I know what you're going to say.
Fan of this range. I feel like DB.
Why do you have a shit-eating grin on your face this entire show? This entire show, you've been going like you just perma grin. You're just like something's about, something's about to happen.
No, I don't. It's just because I wanted to say something, and then I felt like, well, maybe I shouldn't bring it up, and so now I don't think I should bring it up, and so I've changed my mind. So go ahead, you talk about who you think.
You had one more pick, I thought.
Oh, it was Tyrrell Hatton.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
I like Tyrrell Hatton.
Okay, all right. Well,
I had something I was really going to say that I thought was going to be funny, but then I was on a text group with you and someone else earlier, and then I think it maybe needs to hold off because I don't know. I didn't feel like I got a 100% buy-in on this bit that I wanted to go with. So,
Oh, okay,
but
gotcha.
Terrell Hatton was going to be part of that bit. So,
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Man, compelling podcasting here, folks. This is what we do. We've
Mhm.
been doing this 7 years. You know, if
7
you doubt
years.
we're pros.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the long range bombs up to 130 to 1, over 75 to 1. In fact, I want to address something here as we look through this field. You got Alex Smalley, local kid, grew up here, member here, playing well. Chris Goddard up still in town doing his thing, playing a lot of golf. Cam Champs hanging around. We got Matt Naismith back. JJ Spawn coming off a good week last week. Callum Tarrant. Stefan Yeager coming off of good weeks in here. Nick Hardy, Lee Hodges, Joel Damon's here. Harris English. Anyway, that's the long shot guys. Taylor Moore. But there's a question in the chat from our buddy Taylor McCutcheon. I want to hit this. Thoughts about the guys grinding for weeks on end, overlooking the long weeks because it's the last push of the season. Taylor's talking about obviously these guys who've been playing a ton of golf, right? And yeah, there's guys playing their 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Pat, would you believe there's somebody here playing their 9th event in a row? Do you
Cool.
know who that? And he's in this range, and I'm pretty sure it's the 9th event in a row. Maybe producer Sam can fact check me here.
Can you
But
put up the names again, and then I can tell you who I think it is?
yeah, while you take a look, I mean, I do think it's a thing. Obviously, for the younger guys, could be a little more manageable. For those guys on the bubble, it's obviously it's nut cutting time, as my dad used to say. So you gotta bring it. Like, it doesn't matter. You gotta find a little extra, dig down deep, and make it work. So we shall see. But there are guys in here that I think I should avoid, and I will avoid. And one of them is one of my favorites. Pat, who do you think it is?
Who you're going to avoid?
No, the 9 week guy.
Oh, I would say it is. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Ricky Fowler.
Oh, actually, I don't know how many Ricky's played, but it sounds right. It's not him though. It may
Okay.
be him, but
I'm not counting the Open Championship because it's kind of.
well, I mean, he didn't play in the Open.
No, I mean for any of these players, I'm not counting the Open Championship as.
Why?
Because it's a major and so it's not a PGA Tour event. I don't know if you're saying 9 times in a row like they
I mean,
played.
played 9 events in a row.
Yeah, so Ricky Fowler could have played 9 events in a row, and it didn't include the Open Championship because he didn't play in it.
Yes, it could have included the alternate event.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not including the Open Championship.
You should include the Open Championship if they played in the Open Championship.
No, if they played it, I'm saying if they didn't.
It's Callum Tarrant. It's my buddy Callum Tarrant.
He did not play in the Open Championship.
Correct, but he played in the alternate event. I love Callum, man. I really do. And the last 2 events, he's finished 7th and 20th. But I'm wondering if I should jump off now. Like, he's comfortably inside the top 125. He's not played here before. He is a long hitter that will see that distance neutered here on the narrow fairways of SedgeField Country Club. And his price has continued to climb steadily up in terms of I guess not in the betting odds. He's still 130 to 1. But Callum Tarrant is a guy like that I think I find myself avoiding in this range. Sam says he did not play 9 in a row. I think he did. Look at the Barbasol and Barracuda stuff. If you're not including that, it's close. It's like 7, 8, or 9. Spaz Bites in the chat. He said Tarrant. He said it was Tarrant too. Geez, Pat. The guys I like in here, I like Smalley the most, and there's the North Carolina narrative, there's the member narrative, but I don't think you can just dismiss that thinking that it's just the narrative. Like, the guy's playing well. He played here last year on a sponsors invite or whatever invited T29, I think he finished. But the guy's playing really good, and he's had a couple top 10s here lately, 3 top 10s so far in 2022. I'm believing Alex Smalley could do a little something here. 80 to 1 is the number for him. And then I'm going back to, I wasn't on him last week, I think, or the week before. It's been a couple weeks, but Adam Svensson. If you look at Adam Svensson's, record here on the PGA Tour so far in this season, he's not a rookie. He's played on the PGA Tour before. you'll see some things that I think don't truly speak to how good of a player he really is and how good of a player he's been long term. This is a guy who won your event on the Corn Ferry Tour right there in your neighborhood at the Landings. A guy named Sam Burns won that event as well. But he just rates out really well. If you go all the way back to his Corn Ferry Tour days, he was a decently long hitter, but not too long. But he was 6th in driving accuracy on the Corn Ferry Tour, 11th in greens and reg. He was a good scrambler. He was a good putter. He scored a lot. Birdie or better rate was great. And he's now starting to really show some good play here on the PGA Tour. He's in a nice little groove, really since the Charles Schwab. So I think Adam Svensson, the irons, he's having peak iron weeks. He's 80 to 1 as well on DraftKings. Those are really the two names I like the most in this spot.
Okay. I don't mind Svensson. I like him. Kevin Streelman, I like at 80 to 1. That's the best number I've seen for him. We've seen him play well recently. This is another, I think, good spot for him. You look at, hell, Davis Love the third won this golf tournament.
Jim Herman won this golf tournament.
Yeah, but Davis Love won when I didn't even think he could win it. Like, he was heading toward the senior tour. Now, Streelman's not quite to that level yet, but still, Streelman's just a, fairways and greens type guy, but he's been playing well recently, coming off of, he had a T7 here last year. You look at his recent events, second at the Barbasol. So I do like Kevin Streelman at 80 to 1. I like Johnny Vegas at 80 to 1. He's also, he's not going to check a lot of boxes for you, but the guy can win on tour. He just seems to win out of nowhere. But he was T15 here last year, so I like 80 to 1. And then Taylor Moore at 130 to 1. Here's another guy. You look at recent form, he's been looking good. Top 25 at the John Deere, top 25 at the Barbasol, top 10 last week at the Rocket Mortgage. So 3 straight top 25 finishes with that 6th place finish last week at the Rocket Mortgage. Taylor Moore is playing well recently, 130 to 1. I think that's a good number for him. He could get his first win this week. So there you go. Those are my 3 favorites in this range.
I like the Taylor Moore play for sure. That reminds me, Pat, you're talking about the old guys in the year Jim Herman won. Jim Herman won the year that our precious prince, Siwoo Kim's famous quote, "We go home now," occurred. As Siwoo was in control and I think leading the golf tournament on Sunday when he approached either the number 6 or 7 hole, that little short par 4, and demanded he hit driver when his caddy was trying to talk him out of it. No one had hit driver on that hole the entire day, and he hit driver out of bounds to the right and then just said, "We go home now." And his caddy was like pleading with him, "My God, no. This is Sunday. You're now in like 3rd place if you double here, and we can still win the golf tournament." And he talked him into sticking around. Siwoo Kim got it together, composed himself, and still had a top 5 finish. But that was the year Jim Herman went on to win. I think we should never forget that. Okay. We're a Siwoo Kim show first and foremost, so we don't need to forget that. We also don't need to forget that our friends at Front 9 Coffee are delivering some delicious coffee to people's mouths in America and in Canada. So Front 9 Coffee is where it's at. It's where our coffee, our very own coffee. We have coffee. If you like Pat, if you like me, if you like us, you can have a little part of us in the morning. It's got our faces on there, our descriptions. We got to pick out our flavors. We got to help the roasters come up with how we wanted it to taste and what we wanted it to deliver. Pat's is this little slightly more bold espresso. Mine's like a light roast hazelnut blend. Tastes delicious. Both are fantastic. Mine's better, but both are fantastic. And you can get them now on front9coffee.com. That's front, the number 9coffee.com. Promo code TJ10 gets you 10% off your full order, and you can be a repeat buyer. If you already used the promo code, guess what? You can use it again. You can get 10% off. Well, they'll ship it to you anywhere in the next couple days in the US and Canada, and it's roasted fresh after you order it. These things don't happen overnight. Bing bong, bing bong. This isn't gassy coffee sitting on the shelves getting gassed up, boo-boo. No, this is legit fresh roasted coffee. You can get it whole bean. You can get it ground. If you're Pat's fancy spaceship coffee maker, you can have a whole bean and whatever other fancy stuff you have to have happen to it. If you have a Keurig, get you one of them little portable.
This whole bean's okay.
Yeah. I have a little Keurig pod that's a reusable pod. It's plastic, and it's got the screen built into it. All I have to do is pour the grounds into the screen, and pop it in there, and dump
Do
it
you
out.
think the pods work?
Do I think the pods work? What are you talking about? Yeah, they work. I use it every morning. How would they not work? What do you
Every
mean?
time I've used one of those pods in my Keurig, they like it overflows like water. It doesn't
This sounds like a
stream.
you problem. This is a magician, not the magic wand issue here.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'd
Whose
rather have.
whose Keurig is out there overflowing, other than yours?
It doesn't work right.
Speaking of magicians, Pat, you owe us a magic trick.
I do. I keep forgetting about the magic trick.
Give us the magic trick. Your lovely assistant Marcus is there on the couch. Can you deliver the magic trick tonight?
No, I can't learn a magic trick in one evening.
You haven't even learned it yet?
No, you gotta perfect a magic trick. That could take years.
Years? We have to wait years for you to do
For a magic trick?
Out of
Are
your
you
nose
kidding me? Do you think a magic trick just comes out like you think that somebody can just pull a rabbit out of a hat without learning how their craft and how to do it?
So what you're saying is this is going to be an incredibly complex magic trick. This is not going to be a little card trick or something simple.
It could be.
Oh, it could be. You owe us a magic trick. You're like 8 weeks overdue on this magic trick.
I'll get the magic trick. Don't worry about it.
All right, well, go to front9coffee.com. Use promo code TJ10. Check that out. Local small business here in Augusta, Georgia, doing some good things. They love coffee and they love golf. It's coffee for golfers. Check them out. All right, Pat, in the long bombs range, I got two names. What? Pat makes his money disappear most week. Daniel Badeup loves supporting you, Pat.
Can we go back because this is the betting show? Can we talk about who's had? Let's talk about outright winners. How many outright winners have I had this year, DB?
You've had 8.
How many have you had?
6.
Carry on with this next segment.
You owing us a magic trick for this long is worse. You should be docked like 4 outrights.
I'm just answering Badeup's question. Or
Badeup,
not question,
I
but
think Badeup may be talking about how all the money he spends on Pat merchandise and apparel. Maybe he's talking about.
I wouldn't even ship it to him because he's in Australia. I'm not shipping there. It costs me money.
That's not very nice for one of your biggest fans. I got 2 names, and one of them is a super bomb. We need a super bomb graphic like incoming. Okay. The first one's Hayden Buckley, because if you're going to keep serving up Hayden Buckley at 150 to 1, that little ball striking rookie, little PGA Tour virgin Hayden Buckley, if you're going to keep serving him up at 150 to 1, I will continue being a sucker for it, because his off the tee game and iron play right now is delicious, and this kid is the real deal. If he could just make a few extra putts on one of those weeks where he gains like 6 strokes off the tee and on approach, we're there. That's not a lot to ask for a guy at 150 to 1. It's really not. So I'm going Hayden Buckley. Pat, before I give the super bomb, I'm going to let you go because I want to make sure I cover my bases here with the super bomb. So go ahead.
Well, personally, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think we're going to get a huge bomb this week. So I don't really have a lot. A guy though that I've been on this year that I do like is Danny Willett. He's 150 to 1. He is currently 127 in the projected FedEx Cup standings, so he's just outside the top 125. But he has had a pretty good year when all things considered. You look at his last 3 events, did have a top 10 at the 3M Open. So I think Danny Willett could be interesting here. I think he's definitely going to be motivated to play well. He has only played here once and he missed the cut, but whatever. So Danny Willett, 150 to 1. I think you play him this week. I think you give him a shot to possibly win. I like him on a shorter golf course. There you go.
I think he's played a lot of events in a row too. I don't know. I feel like he has.
I feel like 4 or 5 in a row.
That seems like a lot for him. He's a little bit older guy, isn't he? I mean, not old, but like he's not.
He's not that old. He's like mid-30s.
Yeah, that's old. That's old for playing 5 events in a row. I think. I don't know. You can call this a homer pick, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, at 400 to 1. Again, Jim Herman won at 600 to 1. Davis Love III won at 500 to 1. At 400 to 1, there's a guy sitting at the 179 spot in the FedEx Cup rankings who could really use a big, big, big week. He doesn't need a T20. He needs a win or like a T2. And he's coming off a 16th place finish, which is his best finish on the PGA Tour since July 11th last year at the John Deere, where he finished 4th. And it's a guy who's played here 10 times, and he's got a 3rd place finish here at the Wyndham. This will be his 10th appearance at the Wyndham, and it's our friend Scott Brown at 400 to 1.
Oh.
I'll go with Brownie. I'm gonna believe in Brownie at 400 to 1. It's a long shot, but it is what it is. All right, before we get to our favorite picks, don't forget, comment best concert you've been to recently. Best one you've been to. Put that in the YouTube comments. And Pat's been a good show. We're gonna wrap this up with our favorite outright bets, our favorite top 20s for the Wyndham Championship, presented to you by Covers. Winning starts at covers.com. It's where winners go. It's where winners been going for like 25 years. Millions of them flock to Covers every year. And it's the home of the exclusive head-to-head matchup, top 20, top 10s article that we write every single Tuesday afternoon for free. You can check it out on covers.com. It's good stuff. All right, Pat, favorite outright bets and top 20s. I'll start. I like the value on Billy Ho at 20 to 1 at BetMGM. If you're looking for a shorter number, if you're looking for one of the top players in the field, Billy Ho at 20 to 1 on MGM gives you real deal win equity. The guy just won. He's a winner. He loves Bermuda. Give it to him. He loves this place too. 20 to 1. A past champion in JT Poston who just won a few weeks ago, who also has other top 5s in the last couple months, at 45 to 1 on DraftKings, I'm going to hit JT Poston. Christian Bezadenhout at 55 to 1 on FanDuel is one of my favorites. I love the South African. He was tested. He came out as the runner-up at the John Deere just a couple of weeks ago. Perfect course fit for this golf course. Hits a ton of fairways, makes a lot of putts. I love that for Seabass. Then I'm going to go Sebastian Munoz, 55 to 1 as well on BetMGM. Bermuda guy, ball striking's tremendous. Just needs maybe a slightly higher than average putting week, and he is there. And then I'm going to round it out with Scott Stallings. It's 70 to 1 on DraftKings. We've been pounding Scott Stallings. I mean, the guy's been really hot lately. One of the hottest players playing on the PGA Tour in the last probably month or 2 months, and at a huge number at 70 to 1. And he's a PGA Tour winner. He's a past champion before. I think he's due to get that next victory. 70 to 1, I'll take it. Those are my favorite outright bets.
Any top 20s?
Yeah, I'll give those after your outrights.
Okay. All right. Well, my favorite outrights. I mean, how can I not say Willie Z? I cannot. We had this whole conversation at the beginning of the show about Willie Z. I can't talk about Willie Z.
What if one day you were just like, when I made an argument or something, you were like, you know what, DB? I think you're right. I think I'm going to back off. You've talked me into it.
That's happened before.
It's been a while. It's been a while, Pat.
Yeah. I don't have to agree with you.
I think I made a compelling argument for Willie Z. I think I did.
Yeah, good. To play him at 16 to 1?
No, to not play him. But okay.
Oh. Anyway, I think you play Willie Z at 16 to 1. I like him. And then I'm going to go to Adam Scott at 33 to 1. I like him as well. I will then go with Brian Harmon at 40 to 1. And then if I'm going with a longer shot play, I got to go Taylor Moore. I really feel good about this Taylor Moore play at 130 to 1. And, maybe you go top 20 on him. We could talk about that too.
All right, well, hit your top 20. So you got.
All right, so I will start with Adam Long at plus 200. I've been a big fan of Adam Long this year, but you look at his recent results. He's been playing well.
Is he 200? I wrote him down at plus 225. Is he shortened already?
I'm just looking at DK.
That's what I looked at. Huh.
His last 2 starts, though, he does have
he's plus 225. He's plus 225.
Plus 225. Last 2 starts, he has top 20 finishes, T16 at the 3M Open, T13 at the John Deere Classic. good ball striker, good on approach. I like Adam Long a lot here at plus 200. Then Alex Smalley is at plus 300. Fan of him as well. He's another guy. You look at his last few events. He did miss the cut at the Rocket Mortgage, but top 10 at the Scottish Open, top 20 at the John Deere Classic. So the guy's been. Yep. So I like Alex Smalley at plus 300. And then I'll go with Taylor Moore, who I just mentioned as an outright at 130 to 1. I like him at plus 400 for all the reasons that I said that I think you can play him as an outright as well.
All right. Well, you mentioned a couple shorter numbers that I like, so I'll give the people some real bombs now. But the one short number you didn't mention, I already talked about in my outrights, is JT Post, and he's at plus 190. I agree with you on the Smalley number at 3 to 1. I like Hayden Buckley at 5 to 1. The ball striking son of a gun. The kid's a stud. Hayden Buckley 5 to 1, top 20 is incredible value to me. And then if you want to go real, if you want to get deeper, okay, go a little bit deeper. Kelly Craft at 6 to 1. Kelly Craft is playing well. He's a Bermuda specialist. He is a bubble boy in the FedEx Cup playoffs. He needs a really good finish this week. So I think Kelly Craft is very much in play for a top 20 at 6 to 1. I think he's got a top 20 here recently, too. I don't have it in front of me, but he's playing well. And then a really big bomb, top 20 bomb. Let me make sure I hit this properly. Is it 20 to 1 is what I saw, Pat. 20. Where's his daggum?
A 20 to 1? What?
A 20 to 1. Where is he? A 20 to 1 top 20. God dang it. I can't find him now. Where is he on the he needs a big FedEx Cup. He needs a big FedEx Cup boost. And he is a young stud who should be putting better than he is, but he's not. He just finished 13th at the Barbasol just a few weeks ago, runner-up in Puerto Rico, 16th at the RSM, which I liked because I find Sea Island to be similar to this place a little bit. And it's not coastal, but the Bermuda, the tree line, shorter course, very similar track. Max McGreevy is at 20 to 1. Hits plenty of fairways, doesn't hit it super far, but he hits plenty of fairways. The irons are not great, but, if you looked at his body of work on the Korn Ferry Tour, good short game player. I think Max McGreevy at 20 to 1 is a big bomb for top 20, so I'll do that. And those are our favorite plays and top 20s presented to you by Covers, winningstartscovers.com. All right, Pat, I think that's it, man. That's the betting show for the Wyndham Championship. Next week, man, FedEx Cup playoffs start. We got a big field. Top, I think it's 125 players, obviously. And it's a cut event. Then we're going to have the 2 no-cut events, and those will suck. But next week will be really great. Stacked field through and through. I'm excited. But I'm really excited to watch the Wyndham, especially the cut sweats on Friday, and the guys that need to play the weekend to improve their FedEx Cup standing. And then obviously Sunday, watching guys try to keep their job, like their full status jobs, or even conditional status jobs. It's a hell of a Sunday to watch. So be sure and watch it, people. All right, that's it. Hey, listen, it's been a good show. Let's go do the DraftKings show. Bend over your bookie.